Hi there, and welcome to this yoga practice for complete beginners. My name is Joseph Armstrong, and this is my husband Edgar. Today, he's going to help us see what it's like to start a yoga practice from scratch. So, to do that, let's begin in a comfortable seated position. You'll see that he has his legs crossed around the shins. If that's not possible for you, you could cross the legs a little further out. You might even put some blocks under your buttocks so that you're lifted. You could also take the legs straight out in front of you. Wherever you can get to, that's a comfortable seated position. From there, let the hands come to rest, either stacked in the lap or on the knees. Close the eyes. And it's great to begin practice with an awareness of the breath. So slow the breathing down. I teach that it's best to breathe through the nose only when practicing yoga. So isolate the breathing to the nostrils and slow it way down. Take deep breath. You might even count them out for a few moments. So counting slowly to 5 as you inhale. Slowly to 5 as you exhale. And scanning through the body to notice if there's anywhere that feels particularly tense. And then imagining this deepened breath flowing towards that area. And you can send a little signal just to relax there. Drawing the hands to prayer by the heart. We're going to begin with the sound of Om together. So take a deep breath in. Letting the hands relax down again. You can leave the eyes closed or open them, but we're going to begin with a little loosening of the neck. So with an exhale, drop your chin down to your chest. And then with an inhale, lift the face up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, face to sky. One more time, exhaling. Notice how the exhale takes you down. And then inhaling, the inhale takes you up. This is a general pattern in our practice. Now take some circular movements. Exhale, roll down to one side. And then inhale, roll up the opposite. Exhale. And inhale. Take one more like this. Exhale. And inhale. Now switch your roll. Exhale, opposite. And inhale the other way. Good. Take a few just like this. Find your breath. Tie it to your movement. And then bring the head into a neutral position. Take that energy into the shoulders. So find big, explorative movements in the shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down the back. Inhale, lift, feel out all the space there in the shoulders. Exhale, lower. At some point, it'll feel nice to switch that roll, take it the other way. And then just relax the shoulders down. I'm going to have you take your right hand and reach it out beside you, and then just drop the hand down onto the floor. Reach your left arm up. And then look up at your fingers. And we'll just hold there a few moments. Get a nice strong reach through those fingers above you. You'll notice Edgar's crawling his hand out a little bit. That'll put a little more stretch in the side body. And then with an exhale, drop the upper hand down to the mat, out to the side. Reach the hand that was on the mat up, and repeat the other side. Deep rhythmic breath, trying to find a sense of ease in the poses. And then coming back to the center. We're going to transition right into a tabletop position here. So placing the palms flat on the mat, stacking the shoulders right on top, and then doing something similar with the hips, placing the hips right on top of the knees. The legs are coming straight out from the knees, and we're gently pressing down into the top of the feet. The belly is drawing in. Take a couple deep breaths here, feeling for a firmness in the core. And then we're going to start with cat-cow, and we're going to start with an arch of the back. So with an exhale, drop your chin to your chest, round the spine, push up into the center space between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, flip it. Drop down the spine, lift the head, push the chest forward. And then keep moving with the breath. Exhale and inhale. Arch the back, really find the roundness. And then inhale, curve down. Inhale. Exhale. Just keep moving with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Take a couple more here. Let your breath guide your movement. And then when you're ready, find a nice neutral spine again. Shift your gaze slightly forward. Extend your right leg back. Put your toes on the ground with the toes tucked. Take a moment to focus on the strength of the leg, really lifting the thigh away from the mat. And then we're going to take the left arm and reach it straight out in front of us. Feel the strength of the core. You could stay right here, or if you feel ready, you could lift the rear leg into the air, finding some extension. Reach through the fingers, reach through the toes. Feel the firmness of the core holding you in place. And then exhale, drop the hand and knee down. Same thing, other side. So left leg back, toes tucked. Take a moment to really feel the firmness of this leg. And then reaching out the opposite arm. Take a couple breaths. Notice if your back is arching a lot, you can try to squeeze the rib cage a little to the center, and this will straighten out the spine. You can lift the rear leg, coming into extension, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. Deep breath to remain calm. And then exhale down. Take a couple more rounds of cat-cow here. So move at your own pace. Exhale, rounding up. Inhale, pushing the chest forward, head back. Exhale. And inhale. One more round. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Find a nice neutral spine again. We're going to take one more little sequence here from our tabletop position. I want you to press hard into your left hand and reach your right arm up towards the sky. And look up towards the fingers above you. Take a couple breaths there. And then exhale that hand down. Same thing on the other side. Press hard into the right fingers, reach up, look up, a little twist. And then exhale down. So you'll notice with Edgar, his hands are a little closer to his knees than I'd like them. So walk your hands forward a little bit. Good. Now again, lift up the right arm and look up there. Now we're going to take a movement called threading the needle. So we're going to take the right arm and thread it through. Put the head and shoulder down if that's comfortable. So now you can keep the other hand here grounding you, or if you want to take a little deeper twist, you can reach the arm up. Take a few breaths here. Good. Exhale, drop the left hand down, press yourself up. Take a moment to stabilize. Take a deep breath. And then we're going to move right into the other side. So inhale, lifting up the arm, left arm's going up. And then we're going to thread that needle through, placing the head and shoulder down. If you're comfortable, you can reach the other arm up. It's okay to keep the palm on the mat too. Deep breath here. Doing great, keeping the breath focused, calming. Dropping the upper palm down, lift up. Good. We're going to come right into our first down dog here, and we're going to take it with bent knees at first. So tuck your toes, lift your knees. Now, there are a couple different ways to approach coming into down dog. If you have a lot of tightness in the back of your legs, just leave the knees bent. If you feel like there's some space to work into loosening up, you might start alternately straightening and bending, just like Edgar's doing. Straighten and bend. And then you could do one side at a time. So straightening the legs, bend one knee, and then straighten, bend the other knee. So it's kind of like pedaling on a bicycle now. Good. Now come into straight legs. Lift up into the tippy toes. And it's okay if there's still a bend in your knees here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And then stay there. Stay on the tips of the toes. Drop just your hips to the right side, and you'll feel the side body stretching. Hold there and breathe. Come back to the center and pause. And then just tilt the hips to the other side. Lift up, tilt the hips. Feel the right side body stretching. And then bring the heels back to the center. Drop the heels down. We're going to slowly make our way up to the front of the mat. Look forward, walk your feet up. Good. And then just drape your torso forward and grab your elbows. Now, you can take your feet apart here, roughly hip width apart. Find some movement that feels nice. So it might feel good to rock side to side a little. Good. Release the arms down. You could grab your legs here and just very gently pull in. Release the arms again. So I want you to keep your neck and head very heavy here. I want you to start to roll up from the pelvis. So one little vertebra at a time, roll yourself up to standing. Rolling from the bottom. The head is heavy, coming up slowly. Once the spine is straight, the chin lifts. Good. So now you should feel nice and present and embodied, all right? Come to the front of the mat, bring the feet together. Toes and heels touching if possible. If it's not possible, leave them apart. We're going to take a few rounds of very gentle sun salutations. With an inhale, reach your arms up, palms apart, and look up. Take a moment here to focus on the rotation of the shoulders, wrapping the shoulders around the outside, and if possible, the hands might come together. Now with an exhale, fold forward, bend the knees a little if you need to. Inhale, lift the head, extend the spine, straightening the legs a little. And then exhale, step gently back into plank pose. I want you to pause here. Let's take a moment to get to know plank pose. So if you need to, you can go ahead and drop your knees down. If you're going to get stronger by working that, go ahead and work that. But if you want to, the knees can be up as well. Either way is fine. Take a moment to really press up between the shoulder blades, to pull the belly inside, to lift the kneecaps, engaging the legs. Now I'm going to have Edgar put his knees down, and then we're going to lower down just halfway, bending the elbows. Good. Inhale, lift the chest, press hard into the top of the feet, head back. And then exhale, press back into down dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Spread the fingers very wide. Settle the gaze in one place. So look towards the upper thighs or the belly button. The heels can be dropping down to the mat. Switch the gaze to the front, step or jump forward. Look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding, nose towards the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms together or not. And then exhale, just drop the arms. One more exactly like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. It's okay if the knees bend. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Pause here. Put your knees down, Edgar, and then lower down halfway. Pause there. So let's look a little more detailed at our up dog. I want you to press hard into the top of the feet, and then inhale, lift up your chest. Notice how his thighs lift, his chest is broad, his palms are right under his shoulders, his head's gently back, and then flip the toes, come back into your down dog. Hold there and breathe deeply. Broaden the upper back, wrapping the shoulders outward. Pull the belly inside. Use the breath to feel the body from the inside out. And then looking forward, step or jump to the front. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, folding. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, drop the arms. So we're going to take one more variation on a sun salutation today. Surya Namaskara B. For this one, it is better if possible to have the feet together. So bend the knees, squeeze the knees, reach the arms up. If possible, touch the palms. With an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back, your choice. Lower down with the elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, let's add something new. I'm going to have Edgar step his right foot all the way to the front of the mat and drop his left heel down behind him. With his inhale, he's going to reach his arms straight up and he's going to look up. Very good. With an exhale, place the palms down on the mat and then step back to plank and lower down with the exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, left foot forward, the right heel is down. The arms are up. Pausing here to detail a little bit. Let the forward knee come towards the ankle. Let the torso square towards the front. The arms straightening from the shoulders. Now with an exhale, hands all the way down. Step back, lower down. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. Take 5 deep breaths here. Notice how the breath wants to become a little agitated. The mind wants to become a little agitated. You can use this down dog to pause, slow things down. Use the breath to relax. Now shifting the gaze forward, step or jump to the front, look up, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up. And then exhale, come to standing. Close your eyes, take some deep breath. The breath is the center of this practice. Everything else, all the movement, is just decoration on the breath. We take these movements in order to create a laboratory, to create some stress. And then we try to use the breath to relax around that stress. Good. Let the eyes open. From here, we're going to move right into a triangle pose. So I'm going to have you open up to face the side, and you're going to turn your feet parallel to each other. So the toes are going to be turned in here. Take a couple deep breaths. Notice how he's reaching through his fingertips. He's going to turn his rear foot out. Heels are aligned. And now he's going to find some movement in the hips. So you'll notice here, you can move the hips forward and backwards, right? Let's see that movement. Before you go down, you want to really push the hips back, extend the arm forward, and we're going to have you put your foot on your ankle. Reach the other arm up and look up. Avoid putting pressure on the knee here. If you have a block, it's great to use a block. You can spin the rib cage back, and you should feel a nice stretch down in this area, right above the hip, below the side rib cage. With an inhale, rise up, turn your feet parallel again. Pause there for a moment. Place your hands on your waist. Inhale, lift up your chest. And then exhale, just fold forward. Place your hands on the floor. Take a deep breath in, look up and lengthen. And then exhale, fold into the pose. You don't have to force anything here. If your palms don't quite go down, that's fine. If you need a block or two, that's fine. Notice how you can rely on the strength of your legs here. Try not to force anything, just relax into the pose. With an inhale, lift the head up. Exhale there, take a moment. And then place the hands on the waist. Inhale, rise back up. Good. Inhale, spread your arms. You'll notice that Edgar's feet have gotten a little wide, so he's going to bring them in a little bit. He's going to turn the forward foot out, making sure the heels are aligned. And then find that movement in the hips. Push back through the hip, drop the hand down. Look up above you. Hold here, breathe deeply, spinning the rib cage back, pressing back through the head so that the torso is aligning over the leg beneath you. Draw the belly inside. With an inhale, rise back up, turn the feet parallel. We're going to take one more forward fold here. So I'm going to have Edgar interlace his fingers behind him. Inhale, lift up his chest. And then exhale, fold forward, arms over the head like a lever. Leaning the body weight gently into the toes, relying on the strength of the legs. You don't have to force anything here, just let the shoulders go where they want to go. Hands gently moving towards the floor. Good. With an inhale, come all the way up. Spread your arms once more. We're going to turn to face the back side of the mat. So turn the rear foot out and bend the knee deeply, guys. Bend the knee deeply. Pause here. Notice how he's trying to ground through the rear heel, and there's a slight external rotation through the rear hip. He's going to take his forward forearm onto his thigh and reach the other arm at an angle, looking at the fingertips. Take a couple breaths there. Keep externally rotating through this thigh, spinning the rib cage back, extending through the fingertips, focusing the eye one place. With an inhale, rise up, spread the arms, feet parallel. Same thing other side. Bend the knee deeply, just past the ankle, forearm down, reach the other arm. Trying to ground this rear heel, spinning the rib cage back, extending through the fingertips, pinky finger slightly down. Deep breathing. And then with an inhale, come all the way up, feet parallel. Exhale, step to the front of your mat, drop your arms, close your eyes. Again, regrouping around the breath, breathing deeply. We're going to take one balancing pose today. So I'm going to have Edgar turn to face the camera here. We're going to take a tree pose, starting out with a more accessible variation. So placing the right toes on the floor and bringing the heel up onto the left thigh. Onto the shin. Toes on the floor, and then heel on the shin. Yeah, just like that. Hands to prayer. So take a few breaths here. Notice how if you let this knee press out a little more, there will be some opening happening in the hip. This is a good place to stay, but if you feel like you want to add a little bit of challenge to the balance, you could slide the foot up onto the, not the knee, so either onto the calf or above the calf on the thigh, but try to avoid the knee itself. Hands to prayer. Again, focus on this opening of the hips, the knee pushing back, this hip pressing out. Deep breath. Grounding down through the foot on the floor, feeling the strength of this leg. And then with an exhale, relaxing the leg down. We'll do the same steps on the other side, starting with the toes down. Heel on the shin. Knee opening, feeling the opening in the hips. And then find the variation that's working for you. You can bring the foot on the calf or up higher onto the thigh. Draw the belly in, firm the core. Deep breath. Feel a sense of lifting up through the crown of the head. And then relax the leg down. Reset to the front of your mat. We're going to take the movements of a sun salutation, and that's going to lead us into a seated position. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, head up only. Exhale, step or jump. Lower down. Remember the knees can be down or up. Inhale for your up dog, nice broad chest. Exhale for your down dog. To come to seated, just look forward, step forward, and then sit your butt down. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. So we're going to take a pose called Dandasana, staff pose. Place your palms flat beside you. Try to bring your wrist in line with your hips. Draw your shoulders gently back, very gently, and relax the shoulders down. Bring awareness into your legs. Internally rotate your thighs. Draw your toes backwards. Draw your belly inside. Drop your chin down. Focus your eyes on the tip of your nose. Gently pressing into the palms. Gently sucking the belly in. Gently drawing the toes towards you. Now moving into a forward fold, I want you to reach out and grab your calf. See if you can get your calf. If that's okay, you could try to get your toes. You could also use a strap. So Edgar has a strap here he might want to use. I want you to make the practice accessible. Inhale, look up, lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward. So relax the shoulders here. Try not to pull yourself in. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. As you draw the belly in, you should feel the movement, the hinging happening in the hips. You should feel the stretch along the back of the legs. And maybe you can feel a sense of letting go through the back here. With an inhale, lift the head, extend the spine. If there's any more depth to work into, you could work your hands a little further. Inhale, look up, lengthen again, and then exhale, folding. Remember, try not to pull with the arms. Keep the belly in. Deep breath. With an inhale, slowly come up to seated. All the way up. Good work. All right, so we're going to take a reverse tabletop movement here. Edgar, put your hands down behind you under your shoulders, so about a foot or so back. And then bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, and a little closer to you. Now the idea here is to inhale, lift up the pelvis. Try to make a little tabletop. Edgar has some pain in his low back, so he keeps his chin towards his chest, but you could also relax your head back. But you can keep your chin forward, Edgar. And then slowly come down. Good. Extend the legs out in front of you again. We're going to take a forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Bend your right knee up. Bring your heel close to you. And then let the knee gently fall out to the side. Bring your heel in towards the groin. Actively press your right heel into the left thigh. Engage the left leg. Pull the toes back towards you and reach out and bind. Use the strip if you need to. And then exhale, fold. So letting the focus here be on just feeling what's happening in the body. Not forcing anything, not trying to achieve anything. Use the breath to relax around the pose. And then with an inhale, come up. You can come out slowly with the breath, and then you'll switch sides. Right leg extends. Activate the right leg, pulling the toes back. Draw the left heel close to you. Let the knee fall out to the side. And then reach forward, bind wherever you can. It might be the calf, it might be the foot. You might use a strap. And then exhale, fold into the pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breathing. Inhale, lift the head. Slowly rise up. Good, extend the leg. We're going to move into some gentle back bends. So you can exhale and lay down on your mat. Take a moment there. Just feel yourself grounding. Feel the weight of your body pressing against the floor. Deepen the breath. Prepare the mind for the challenge of back bending. To set up here, you will bend your knees and draw your feet close to you. So maybe the heels touch the tip of the fingers. And we're going to take a bridge pose. So inhale, press hard into the feet, lift the hips up. The hands can interlace. You can try to get your shoulders under you. Take a few deep breaths here. Pressing hard into the feet, pressing through the arms. Chin moving away from the chest. And then release the arms, move them out of the way. We're going to take Baddha Konasana with the feet. So let the knees fall out to the side and press the soles of the feet together. Just take a few breaths there, feeling the hips open. And then one more back bend. Bring the knees back up, feet flat. Feet are a little wider than the sit bones. Knees right in line with the hips. Inhale, press hard into the feet, lift the hips up, get the shoulders underneath you. Good. Press hard to the feet, feel the hips lift. Deep breath, feel the strength of your legs. And then release the hands, lower down. One more time, Baddha Konasana. So feet together. If you'd like to, don't press on the legs, but just sit the hands on top of the thighs. No pressing. You can let the elbows relax down even. Deep breath here. Now, drawing the knees into the chest. So knees together, pull them into the chest. Wrap your arms around the outside. Leave your head on the floor for a moment. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And then bring the forehead towards the knees. You might see if rocking around a little bit feels nice. Side to side, forwards and back. Good. Now releasing the head back to the mat. Releasing the feet to the mat, but keeping the knees up. Feet down, knees up. Squeeze the knees together and extend your arms to the side. I want you to put your palms face down and focus on grounding your shoulders as you let your knees drop to the right side. Good. Turn your head and look opposite. Deep rhythmic breath here. Feel that stretch, that twist along the spinal axis. And then we'll switch sides. Inhale, lift the knees. Let them fall opposite. Turn the head. Try to keep the shoulders grounded. Bring the knees to the center. Take the legs and extend them straight out. And then bring the feet slightly apart, about hip width apart, mat width apart. Bring the arms down a little bit. Turn your palms upwards. Close your eyes. See if you can relax the body. Soften the shoulders. Feel the shoulders melting down. Soften the legs. Soften the breath. Let go of controlling the breath. We're going to take a few minutes here just to relax. For this time today, there's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just settle into the stillness. Om Swasti Prajabhyaha Palipala Yangtung Nyagena Magena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyaha Shubhamastu Nityam Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Continuing to relax here, softening the body, softening the breath, settling into stillness. Now starting to bring some life back into the body. You can wiggle your toes and fingers. Rotate your wrist and ankles. Let your head turn side to side. Find a nice stretch. Reach the arms back. Point through the fingers and toes. Draw the knees to the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Then we're going to slowly come up, moving through a fetal position. So roll to one side. Rest there a moment. When you feel good and ready, press yourself up into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And you can draw the hands into prayer once more. Remember, find the posture that's comfortable and accessible for you. So maybe using blocks, maybe your legs are extended. Doesn't matter, just let yourself settle into stillness. And take the time to reflect on your practice. Take the time to view your body with kindness. You might even thank your body. Thank yourself for taking the time for this movement today. We'll finish with an Om together. Take a deep breath in. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.